What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm bringing you perhaps the most toxic team, or at least my most toxic team in the Go Battle League. Rise, what's a toxic team? What are you on about? Well, I would consider a toxic team a team that's more so fast attack pressure based, and oftentimes something that is like very hardcore ABB in this scenario, where you swap the Drapion, which is a pretty, like, new... Drapion's not really a toxic Pokemon, which is ironic because it's a poison type. It's the only poison type on this team. But you lure out the ground type, hopefully, with the Drapion, and you try to open things up for your Carbink to sweep. Torterra and Carbink are kind of giving Drapion a bad rap with this team, because Drapion, I don't think, is really that toxic, but Torterra and Carbink are just very fast attack pressure based and have unique typings where they're going to wall certain things, and, yeah, I would say this is a toxic team. So, without further ado, let's get into the battles. These battles are from a little bit earlier this season. This was before I hit the legend rank. This was actually quite early on in the season. And, oh my god, wait a sec. I totally forgot. I didn't even bother running Sand Tomb on this team. We're running Frenzy Plant Solar Beam. Now, forewarning. I don't remember if Solar Beam ever really mattered, because you're kind of slow to get to Solar Beam with Mud Slap. I don't think... There's a chance maybe we landed a Solar Beam. Let's see. But, you know, with my expert on-the-fly editing skills, I think I can actually get this... change. Bang. And here we go. Drapion against the Dunsparce. Torterra is an absolute wall to Dunsparce. You see me opting for the Aqua Tail here? Maybe it's because I'm trying to get to 2. And I do. Drapion just spamming off the attack. You don't see Drapion as much these days, just because it's kind of fallen out of the meta with some of the more prevalent things. And I'm letting Torterra go. We got a 2-shield Carbink in the back. Oh, baby. Yeah, and Tokiss not going to have any fun part of that. Carbink destroying the Tokiss. I am running Power Gem on the Carbink. Honestly, I think Rock Slide is probably the way to go, just because you get there slightly faster, but Power Gem is a slightly better move. So either way, it works. I think Rock Slide is probably the way to go, if I'm being honest. In comes a Zoomerl swap. We build up a ton of energy. And we're going to try and flip this, because we know that there's a Talonflame, right? We know we need the alignment. So I'm willing to double shield here if need be to flip switch advantage. So I think I've already probably committed in my mind, right? Like, I'm just going to stay in here, try and win this matchup. Get off another Crunch as his charge attack priority. Hopefully this knocks out if it connects. And it does. Huge. Town comes back. They're forced to throw energy. Perfect. And now we've got Carbink lined up where we want it to. And this is why this team can be toxic. I mean, you flip switch, you win the game. At this point, I think I'd probably just save my shields, yeah, for Bink. Unfortunately, no Sand Tomb here to, like, potentially go for a bait, so we're just going to go for the big Frenzy Plant. Gets the final shield, and this is going to become a little bit awkward because they've got energy, and they're probably going to get to 2 moves before I get to my move, so I actually think I actually let this first one go, because I don't want them to ramp up and then throw an even harder Trailblaze at me, so I shield this second one. We're not in range of anything that Talonflame can throw at us, and I go for the Power Gem here. Should be enough to knock out. Bang. And poor Talon. Poor little Talon. Not going to be able to do much against Bink here. Bink just walls this thing. Look at how little that Flame Charge did. Poor little Talon. I don't know if Talon is actually that little. Sometimes Pokemon heights are misleading. I saw this cool video. Someone, like, put, with AI or something, all the Pokemon heights into perspective, like in a long line. It was interesting. Some are bigger than you think. Some are smaller than you think. Like, Charizard's not that tall. Charizard's like 5'11". But But I feel like Charizard is one you would think is a lot bigger. Anyway. Carbink into Dugong. Good matchup here. Never going to shield the first. Because they don't two-shot us anyway with Drill Run. I throw after 5. Because I think even if he shields, I'll still be 1 away. He comes in with Whack. And then this is the awkward thing, is like you do kind of have to surrender this farm down, which isn't going to be ideal. But we get off a Parting Moonblast, which is pretty nice. But Whack gets quite the nasty farm down, and that energy could be scary. In comes Charizard. Yikes. We might be in trouble. 2-shield Charizard, plus the energy lead Whack. This has suddenly become quite uncomfortable. Do I call a bait? I do not. I do not call a bait. He lets me throw another Aqua Tail first. And honestly, I probably should have just thrown immediately. And now I'm thinking he might get to 2 Air Cutters first anyway, so I can't really afford to shield this, but I do. He catches on Whack. Now look at this. I do a big undercharge because I want to come out with a move. Oh, he actually CMP sack tied. Whoa. That was nasty. What a play. But now I have to hope that he's not at the Blast Burn. And because Air Cutter and Aqua Tail pace about the same, and I threw right when I got to that third, I actually slightly outpaced. I was pretty sure he didn't have a Blast Burn just yet. So I go for the Frenzy Plant. But the thing is, he definitely had an Air Cutter here. Frenzy Plant. Bang! Double resisted, don't matter. Knocks out. And Torterra gets the win. I think, though, an Air Cutter might have been enough from that range, though. So I think our opponent, maybe they lagged or they overthought it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess we got tired of Solar Beam. I was like, guys, I'm never going to use this Solar Beam. So then we switch over to Sand Tomb. I'm just going to leave Solar Beam on the graphic. Solar Beam's fun. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Sand Tomb's the way to go. In comes a Ferrothorn, and I don't have a great response to this. I guess Drapion is a decent response, but because I gave it such a head start, I make things kind of weird for myself here. Go for the crunch. The crunchy crunch. He throws here. Could this be a Thunder or a Flash Cannon? It is the Thunder, but we live! But we don't get to the move. That's unfortunate. He switches into Gator. I'm going to shield this and farm down and have tons of energy for Pharaoh, who I think is only at 1 Bullet Seed. But we are shieldless at this point. Does Pharaoh come back to soak the energy? It does. I just Sand Tomb immediately. Oh, and even Undercharge. Oh, and he shields. That surprised me. I throw after 1 because I figure Sand Tomb should be enough here. And it's a Drapion in back. And, I mean, Drapion has play against Carbink, but with this little chip damage, we should be in a pretty good spot. And then we just swap Bink. They're going to need like 4 Aqua Tails to knock us out. And Bink's just too bulky. Too bulky. The little rock, the gem. You're such a gem, Carbink. Thanks, Rise. And as you see, rank 17. These are, like I said, these are from much earlier in the season. But these are some battles I kind of wanted to show. And I also, even though it's not like super timely with how far along ago these were. Oh, God. Terrible lead. I feel like whether it's like a good thing or a bad, like I don't want to encourage these types of fast attack pressure toxic teams, but they can be effective in like trying to make a run towards Legend, because these teams are a little bit more just like team comp based, you know, and not as much skill based, if I'm being honest. But there's still some skill involved in terms of like knowing when you need to fight for Switch and not. So we're going to try and fight for Switch here, but I don't think I think if he wants to, because he already got both of our shields, right? Yeah. So he's going to be able to keep alignment. And as long as he keeps his Torterra aligned with our, or his Abomasnow aligned with our Torterra, not a whole lot we can do here. Bink, met by Lant. Do I top left or do I play this out? I guess I'm playing it out. I guess the win con is like Nah, there's no win con. What am I talking about? Yeah, so this is just kind of perfectly hard countered. But we saw Drapion at least make things uncomfortable, right? Drapion made things uncomfortable. And unfortunately, with this type of team, they had an answer for both of our backline Pokemon. Was that a CMP? I go for the Sandtomb here. It was a CMP. So he might undercharge this to get more farm. Yeah, definitely undercharged that. Very smart. If he didn't undercharge that, it actually would have been quite close. It would have been quite close. But I think he probably still had me. Anyway. Good game. Oh, gosh. What a lead. We just have to make sure we keep alignment, though. And that shouldn't be a problem with the Fearow swap. Let's go. Now, the only way we really lose this is if there's something in the back that just can core break Torterra and Drapion. Maybe like a Shadow Talonflame could be something with 2 shields. Could kind of wreck us here, but we get the full farm down. Expecting Ufix to come back. What I don't like here is the massive farm they're going to get from their Ufisk, but at least Torterra just walls that energy. They save the energy. It's Altaria. Yikes. This is not good. I had a feeling. I remember this might be one that ends up getting flipped. We're a little bit behind here, which is not good because they only pace slightly slower to their Sky Attack than our Crunch. I go for a big bait here. Big bait. Get the shield. And he can combo me here if he wants with the Stunfisk. So I just settle for an Aqua Tail. Things are getting kind of dicey. I do get the second shield. And he does get the combo play. So now I'm thinking my only win con is to farm down and come out with a Frenzy Plant. But the awkward thing is Fisk has so much energy, he's going to get off multiple Mud Bombs. There's a chance he can, like, get off these Mud Bombs and then swap out and combo play me. So this is going to be close. Because Switch Timer should be coming up soon for him. I need to get rid of this. Oh, I actually have Sandtomb plus Frenzy, so I don't risk it. I don't risk the switch out. I just throw Sandtomb, then Frenzy. Is Frenzy gonna be enough? Double resisted. We saw it knock out the Charizard. And it's enough to knock out the Altaria. Let's go, Torterra. Whoa. Torterra taking out its hardest counters, mostly due to the fact that they've been chipped quite a bit, but kind of funny. All right, save swap. I actually decided to throw the Aqua Tail. Well, I guess I'm not going to throw Crunch anyway. What am I talking about? But yeah, I throw Aqua Tail. Oh. This is... I don't think this is a good play. Because I'm still 1 away. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. I was like fishing for the damage registration error there, which is usually never going to happen. So I should have just committed to the Crunch. Because imagine if I commit to the Crunch, this is probably more farmable. This is probably more farmable if I commit to that Crunch. And now I might be kind of cooked. Especially if he shields. Yeah. I'm cooked. We're going to take the C... Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. I was going to say take the C-Bomb because it doesn't do that much damage. Oh, and I got rat baited. Brutal. This is the karma sometimes when you're running a toxic team. Oh, man. Oh, man. Just countered all the way through. Double ground against double weak to ground in the back. Do I have a friend? Wait, do I have a Frenzy banked? Do I have a Frenzy banked? No. What am I talking about? Wait, what did I do with all my energy? Oh, I think I threw Sandtomb at the... No, I threw a Frenzy at the thing. That's right. I forgot. Yikes. Wait, they just threw after 4, so I know this is just a Rage Fist. So we don't have to respect the Ice Punch here. They attempt to catch. I build up a little extra energy, and then we go into Bink. There's no way they're running Iron Head. That would be impossible. I thought there was a chance they might be running it, because I remembered one time I like swapped Carbink into Corviknight and they were actually running Iron Head. But typically they're not running Iron Head. Typically not. And we just completely wall the energy here. So pretty nice matchup for Carbink. It does take a while to get rid of them. Oh. They aggressively swap in the Primate, and I throw this because it, even though it's resisted, it still does decent damage. And this isn't going to knock me out, so I don't even feel like I need to shield this. So I'm just going to let this hit me. Farm down. Maintain the alignment I want. We don't want Torterra lined up against that Corv. Corv is pretty low, too. Is Corv forced to throw here? It is. Corv forced to throw. Now, do I come in for a Sting Down? No, I actually come in with Torterra. And I think what my thought process here is I shield, and then I can debuff the final Pokemon. Oh, but it's a Talon. So I really need the shield here. And I get it. That's huge. And that's probably the difference in the game, if we're being honest. Because down a shield, Drapion would lose this. But now that I got that shield, it should be pretty smooth sailing. Can simply do 2 and throw. And the Sandtomb debuff is also going to come in handy, because otherwise this wouldn't quite knock out. But with the Sandtomb debuff, it does. So we get pretty fortunate there. They lured out the Carbink, so they might have been thinking this was fine, because Talonflame got to avoid it, but the Torterra Drapion duo came to play. Oh, it looks like this last maybe there's 2 more battles. I think there's 2 more battles. Slightly out of order, it looks like, because Solar Beam is back. Does this mean we land a Solar Beam? Who knows? You got to stay tuned. Okay, I decide to double... I double shield. Wait, I'm actually kind of scared. Did something go wrong this game? This feels like an unlosable situation, but they did get both of our shields. We're going for the full farm, baby. Full farm, baby. This has got to be one of the most dominant matchups you can think of. They do get a parting Sky Attack. I think that might have been damage registration error as well. Oh, this is kind of scary. This is kind of scary. But we aggressive swap. Man, not having Sandtomb here is actually really unfortunate. Frenzy gets shielded. Oh, let's go. Okay, I was 1 off double, so that's huge. And now we should be okay. Because they have to throw. And Polygon doesn't have that much residual energy. So they might outpace our Drapion. But I think we should be fine. I think I'm pretty much through right away, right? Aqua Tail immediately. Because we still have a little bit of health on Bink for that Ninetales. Just swap. Get off the Power Gem. Bang Bang Boogie. Carbink says bye-bye. And I think we got 1 more battle to wrap things up. Oh, baby. Tough lead into Charizard. So we're going to try and flip this if possible. He tries to catch onto a Fortress. And this is a Volt Switch Fortress, which makes me think maybe I have more chance to flip this. Because it's just not as consistent damage output as the Bug Bites would be. Go for another Crunch. We're just going to try and flip this at all costs. And he took both crunches, so I'm like, I flipped this easy. I flipped this easy. Even get a Sting Down here? Oh my. Okay, I'm forced to throw Aqua Tail because he lived 6 stings. So this is Charge Attack priority. I can't imagine he shields. Comes in Charizard, and I get off an Aqua Tail here. Potentially getting a shield back. Beautiful. We're going to just let ourselves get farmed. Bink time. They're throwing energy. That's good. They probably don't have an obvious answer. Oh, Corsola. I think I just build up energy first and then go Torterra. I don't know if that's really necessary. Had I just gone immediately, like, might have been better. because I'm doing maybe more reliable Mud Slap damage, getting more use out of Torterra. Oh, but then he lets it go. And I know the game's just over. Because no way Corsola at this health is going to be able to do much against Mr. Bink. Mr. Bink and Mr. Corsola, your two least favorite Pokemon. The two bulky beasts. But they are strong. On this day, however, Carbink reigns supreme. And once again, these were early season battles, but a team that I used over the course of a weekend, I think, just to kind of, you know, run through and have some fun. And it worked quite well. So I say with a caution that your friends might give you some sideways looks if you run this team. It's definitely a bit of a toxic team, but if you're looking for like a pretty simple, straightforward team to try and climb elo, it could be the play. Basically, Torterra, Carbink cover a lot of things, and Drapions one of the better safe swaps, as we know, and go from there. I could see something like a Scizor being pretty tough for this team, but we actually didn't face many Scizor in that footage. So Scizor, ideally, you get it aligned with Torterra, and the Mud Slap should kind of keep pace with the Bullet Punch damage. If you swap Drapion, that should lure out the Scizor, and Drapion can at least get you a shield advantage there. And you kind of have to use Torterra to clean it up, and then Bink hopefully can sweep if Scizor's out of the picture. But yeah, I could see Scizor being a weakness, but once again, every team, yes, is going to have some sort of weakness. You just got to try and manage them best you can. All that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Comment down below. Your comments are appreciated. And once again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.